So the platform got itself a sequel, and it's called The Platform 2. Took them forever to come up with that one.
What do we call it?
What do we call it? The Platformed? No? All right. So...
Platform Squared?
As far as the plot synopsis goes, I mean, if you saw the first one, you have a pretty good idea of what this one is about, right? You have people who are on rows of platforms, 2 per platform, and a food platform starts to descend 1 room at a time with food on it, and people can take what they want and leave the rest behind for those below. And some people don't leave a lot for people below them, nor do they have a lot of respect for the people below them. Of course, the whole thing is a metaphor for like classism and capitalism and, you know, any kind of isms.
All the isms.
Anyway, so I really like the platform. I showed it to Kaylee recently so that we could watch this and she would have an idea of what the hell is going on. Now, do you need to have seen the first one to watch this? Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
While I do really like the first one, I don't know what this one particularly adds other than confusion. So while there is something kind of different going on within this one, the setup's all fairly the same, right? It's the same rules and everything. But you have different groups of people that are kind of banding together to, you know, commit some kind of... I don't know how to say that without giving spoilers away.
Yeah, it's hard.
But there is a change here that makes it feel different enough from the other one. Mm-hmm. But there's also an addition of something that really confused the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And I do think it's all supposed to be some kind of an allegory that is not meant to be taken literally. It's meant to just be all interpretive. And I don't know. I kind of was scratching my head on some of it, even if it is meant to be digested in that way.
Yeah.
I guess I am more looking at it literally. But even figuratively, I guess I could come up with things for sure, like it's trying to say. The first one I feel is pretty easy to dissect what it's trying to say. Mm-hmm. But there's an addition of something that I don't really understand it, and a lot of like motivations and as I said, like kind of what this adds to the first one. I don't know. It didn't do it for me.
It didn't do it for me either. I really actually didn't like this movie like much at all. I do think that there is a different element from the first one that makes it like not completely like a repeat, but at the same time it does feel very similar because there's only so much you can do with this concept, I think. Which is fine. Like, I think the first movie is really great, and as you've already said, like, has a lot to say about society and the way it's structured, and just how humans, you know, interact with each other in general. And I think that's a really interesting subject, but I just wasn't vibing with this one. I wasn't really that into any of the characters. I didn't really connect to the main character that much. I didn't find that, like, any of the kills were all that, like, it just, all of it felt just kind of the same. I mean, there are a few things that are different, like, in terms of, like, the violence that, like, we don't necessarily see in the first film, but I don't know. I wasn't really that impressed with it, to be honest. And as you'd already said, like, you can definitely come up with, like, the metaphor that is being said, like what that is, and I get it, but I just kind of ended this feeling like we didn't really need a second one. I guess that's like where I'm coming from. Like, I just don't think it is a necessary movie.
This movie poses way more questions to the first film than is answered, in as far as like, if you're looking for some kind of explanation that you didn't get in the first one, that's not what's going to happen here. All that's going to do is it's going to make the first one even more confusing.
Yeah.
So if you found the first one to be confusing and you're looking to this one because it's going to like explore the lore more, or like give you some kind of backstory that's going to give you no. That is not what this movie does. The ending very much adds a whole new layer of confusion to everything, and not in a good way.
Yeah.
Not in a thought-provoking way. For me, anyway. I think some people will vibe with that and be like, yeah, I want to like dissect it and come up with my interpretations and everything. I left kind of scratching my head. That's the way I felt when it ended. I was just like looking over at Kaylee like, huh?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Why are they? What? Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any answers, and I do feel like it adds a lot more confusion to the story that's kind of unnecessary. Like, I think that the first film has like a really, as I already said, an interesting message, and it's pretty succinct. Like, there's definitely some, like, you know, questions that you have at the end. I won't say that it's like a completely closed story or anything, but this one just makes it all like so much more confusing and muddy. And it's, I don't know. I didn't like that part of it. And yeah, I don't really want to repeat too much of what I'm saying, but it does just feel very, very much like the first one in a lot of ways, but the first one plus more confusion. So it's like, I'd rather just watch the original and leave it at that.
Yeah, I definitely would just watch the first one. Anyway, so do I need a Platform 3? No.
No, I definitely don't want to watch a third one.
Yeah. Will I watch it? Probably. We'll talk about it.
We'll probably check it out.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe I'll be like, maybe there's more to this story and it'll make it all make sense.
Maybe.
That's possible.
I guess it's totally possible.
I could have a total flip of an opinion on this one.
Anything's possible.
The third one came out and was like, this is why, and blah, blah, blah. I'd be like...
But as of right now...
Yeah. As of today.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, not for me. Anyway, that's that. All right, let us know. Bye.
Bye.